The Basilica of St. Mary, typically a place of serenity, peace. But now it and other churches in Minnesota are at the epicenter of an emotional, political debate, one that has divided Catholics statewide. It's because of this little disc. It's not pornographic, nor is it obscene, but many are calling it offensive.
When this DVD was put out, I can't explain the pain.
It's a DVD, 400,000 to be exact, from Minnesota's Catholic clergy, mailed to the homes of its parishioners with one simple message.
Marriage is a committed union between one man and one woman.
During Archbishop John Neinstedt's 6-minute message, he asks Catholics to support the idea that the people of Minnesota, not individual judges, should be able to vote on an amendment keeping marriage between a man and woman only. People are upset for a host of reasons.
I don't think God's very happy right now. Jesus would not be treating people this way.
Jan Busick is heavily involved here at the Basilica. She goes to Mass 3 times a week. In fact, it's part of what makes this interview so difficult.
I'm going public with being the mom of a gay child. Like my daughter says, I should have the same right as you, Mom, to crawl in bed at night and cuddle with my loved person and talk about the day.
This past spring, long before the DVD came out, the Archbishop wrote a column in the local newspaper outlining his argument for the preservation of marriage in its traditional form. Busick felt his comments were not just anti-gay marriage, but anti-gay people. So she wrote to him.
The last sentence of my letter to him was, "You probably would not have a change of heart over these issues, but at least I'm letting you know that there are people in our church that suffer greatly because of the attitudes of the hierarchy."
His response?
I urge you to reconsider the position that you expressed in your letter. Your eternal salvation may well depend upon a conversion of heart on this topic. There's so much pain, needless pain, and our Archbishop and the Pope, they're supposed to be loving shepherds, and they're not.
Artist Lucinda Naylor is also at a discord with the church.
I think all churches have a right to say who they want to marry or who they don't want to marry, but they don't have a right to meddle in the rest of the society at large. I think it's bullying. It's like shoving this little DVD down our throats and saying you need to agree with this or you're not a good Catholic, and I just think that's wrong.
Naylor and the Archdiocese do agree on one thing, the fact that after 15 years of employment, she was suspended from her job at the Basilica after voicing her opposition on Facebook. She also posted that she'd be collecting unwanted DVDs for an art project.
I think people just need to say, no, I'm not going to put up with this kind of thing from my church. I mean, people commit suicide because they're not accepted. I don't think it's in keeping with the teachings of Jesus, to be honest.
Critics are also saying that even though the DVD does not name names, it favors a candidate for governor. Republican Tom Emmer opposes gay marriage. Democrat Mark Dayton supports it. Since the church is tax-exempt, it cannot back a particular candidate. A spokesman for the Archdiocese declined an on-camera interview, but said the DVD, which was funded by anonymous donors and the Knights of Columbus, is not meant to endorse anyone.
It's nothing new.
Marlene Reed, Sue Lewis, and Gretchen Tebow come from 3 separate parishes. They support the Archbishop's message because Catholics, they say, should be reminded of what's right and what's wrong in the eyes of the Church.
Yes, if you want to really be a Catholic in good standing and really call yourself Catholic and be, then you need to follow the doctrines of the Church. Maybe we could do something more than a DVD. Maybe we could put up billboards. I would love to see it on a little 30-second spot on the TV every night, just to remind the people of where the church is coming from and where the moral law is coming from and where the natural law is coming from.
I kind of think of the Catholic Church as a yellow brick road of sorts, I guess, and that if we stay on that path, we're going to keep ourselves from all the dangers, that lay outside.
They follow the mantra, love the sinner, not the sin. They disagree with people who feel the Archdiocese shuns members of the gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender community.
We treat them with respect and compassion and love.
Love means doing what's best for another person, and sometimes what's best for another person means, I love you, I'm here for you, but this behavior you're doing isn't good for you. That behavior I don't love.
I am not going to denigrate them if as a homosexual. I am just going to say that this is ridiculous when you start talking about same-sex marriage.
Lucinda Naylor and Jan Busick will continue to attend Mass. Their faith, they say, is unscathed. But their faith in the church elders? That's a different story. Chris Welch, CNN, Minneapolis, Minnesota.